Alright, hey guys, welcome to another tutorial. Today what I'm going to do, kind of thinking just to do something random. I'm just trying to make a game where you just have to make a ball go into like a hoop and you get points, basically, is how I want it to work. So that's basically what I'm going to be doing. Hopefully it doesn't take longer than 30 minutes to make, but we'll go the distance, so we'll see what we have to do here. So, first thing I'm going to do, we're going to go up to View and World Properties, and we're just going to change to a game and editor thing here to UT game, and then we go to UT game. Let's go into Kismet here. Let's do initial build up here. Let's do new event, player spawned, and then new action. Is there like a give inventory? Then the player, and then the inventory is going to be, let's give them none. So let me see if as soon as we spawn in, do we get a gun? Nope. That didn't work. Let me fix my sound here. Well, we just do clear existing, enforce, replace. There we go. Let's just see what that does. Oh, it makes us all psychedelic. Let's just do none. So now that we spawn, we don't have anything. Yeah, we get a warning, but it's whatever. So the next thing I want to have happen is, I wonder if we can do a left click and then have something happen. So let's do Kismet here. New event, input, key, button pressed. Let's say left click. Let's do a new action. Voice announcement, plain announcement, and then we'll just clicked. Let's see if that works. No. Let me quickly do some quick research here on the side. Alright. Let's see here. What I'm doing is I'm looking in the UDN here, just for the list of available inputs for this input name. And let me see. Alright. Events. Oh man. Here we go. No. Visual fire where you key or mouse controllers press. Left mouse button. There we go. Left mouse button. Let's just double check to confirm that works. Yep, and we get clicked at the top. So that's good. Okay. So let me get rid of that. Let me put it over here just in case I need it anymore. Let's just name that debug. Now, every time the key button is pressed, like, we want to do something. New action. We want to go to actor, and let's spawn an actor using actor factory. Also, we'll do a couple of things here. Let's go new action, event, activate remote event. Let's do empty inventory. That in. New event. Remote event. This could be empty inventory. There we go. And let's also create one that says attach path node. Let's go back into our scene here. Add actor, path node. Rotate that 90 degrees. Back to Kismet here. And then let us create this new event. Attach path node. Let's move that up a little bit. So new action, actor attached to actor. Our target's going to be our player. So let's grab that guy. Then the attachment is going to be our path node. So with that selected, let's go ahead and right click and add that in there. So there we go. We got our two initializing events going. So let's do player initialization. Let me put this over here. Alright. So now we have that set up. What we're going to do, every time we press the left mouse button, we'll go ahead and spawn an actor. But what actor are we going to spawn? So let's go down here to factory. What we're going to do is a K actor. So I think if we scroll down, UDK actor. Now let's go into our content browser. So games, static meshes, and let's just take a ball. Do we have a ball? We have a Pokeball, but we'll do mesh sphere. Oh my god, that's a lot, actually. That has a lot of triangles in it. Alright, these objects are not what I wanted. Let's just do a Pokeball. And let's just see how we need to scale the Pokeball. It's a large Pokeball, so I believe if we just drop that down to like 0.5, we'll get to something that's like the size of a basketball, roughly. So let's go back into Kismet. Make sure you have the object you want here selected in the content browser. And then let's do the static mesh. Let's hit the green arrow and it'll select our Pokeball. And then the draw scale 3D, let's point that to 0.5 for each. Let's also give it a velocity 15. And then let's look, and then let's give it an X of like 20. Let's just see if that works right off the bat. No spawn points. Okay. We goofed. Spawn point. And then spawned. Let's do an empty object variable. Alright. Let's Let's try that one more time. Alright, a couple things we need to fix. Let's see why that's happening. Alright, what we need to do here, since it's not sticking, let's just see if that changes anything. No. Let's try something else here. Let's do new action, actor, and let's get location and rotation. Like a player. And let's do a new variable. Let's give it vector. That's good. And then let's do a new action, actors. There are also a set actor location. Boom. Let's just see if that is working. Okay, I don't even... Well, yeah, we need a spawn point. I wonder if I can just make the player the spawn point. That's a spawn location? I don't know. Let's find out. Alright, now they're just randomly spawning. Oh. Okay, so we don't need anything with the path nodes, but for some reason, we're starting at weight, giving it gain physics. I wonder if I were to replace this mesh with a crate, if the crate will bounce. Okay. Let's just make these spawning velocities crazy, like 100 and 200. Just to simulate the road. Let's just make it ridiculous now, just to see if it's changing. And now you're just tossing them like, raw. Okay. Let's see if checking that makes any difference. No, I'm still throwing it that way. Let's do a spawn direction. Let's do 90. Let's see. Let's just change. Okay. Now we're shooting kind of forward, but it's always shooting to the left. What if I were to do something like that? Let's do 90 to that. Oh my goodness. Huh. Let's try that. Oh yeah. Okay. So that's working. Cool. So let's go ahead and let's make some named variables here. Okay. Let's name this variable name player location, and then this one's gonna be named player. Whoops. This is gonna be player rotation. Okay, so I don't think I have my Kismet up on the screen. So what I changed is I plugged in for one of the rotation vector. I actually put into vector instead of just rotation. I also added a 90-degree thing so it would match the player, whatever direction the player was looking at. So that's what worked here. So now I'm just making some variables here so I can do it and go to new variable, name variable, do a vector, and then do player rotation. Get out of there. And do it again. And let's copy and paste this and just do player location. And let's do another player location. But let's name it player location because I want the location just of the spawn. Let's do offset. Do like, I don't know, 32 units. So let's do player location offset. Okay, so let's just see if that still works. Wow. Okay. So 0, but let's do. Let's just do the player's location. That'll be easier. We'll see. We'll leave that variable there just in case we want to change it, but we should be able to. So now we're just like, oh. Now we're just spawning crates, and they're moving at a velocity. But what I notice is that, like, no matter how we're looking, it's not really doing it. So I'm trying to think. I wonder. Let's take out the path node. Let's make our builder brush like small, like 32, 32, 32. Oops. Let's go ahead. Alright. That works. Let's do a trigger volume. Let's do actually a dynamic trigger volume. Let's go back into Kismet. Let's do new action, actor, attached actor, target, player, attachment is going to be a trigger volume. Let's just try this. And then our attach actor, hard attach, use relative rotation. Alrighty. Use relative offset. Let's just see. Show volumes. Let's detach it. Let's just see if we can see that volume. It's right there. It's kind of taller than we are, so let's see. Show volumes. There. Now, let's attach it. And do we still see it? That's the question. Alright, it's literally attached to us there. Let's undo hard attach. Let's see if it stays in front of us. It's still on us. So we gotta set relative offset. So let's put it about 32 in front of us and then about 64 above. So let's see if that works. Let's try 32. Actually, let's try 16. Alright, we're almost got it where we need it. Let's try 64 and 32. Draw volumes, and there we go. And then let's try not using relative rotation. How does this work? Okay. Using relative rotation is going to be good for us here. If we still hard attach, what does that do? Alright. One thing I'm noticing is rotating with us here. It's not rotating with us up and down. I wonder why. Alright, I think I know why. Let's attach it to a certain bone here. UDK bone names. So let's look up bone names. Let me see here. Let's see. Alright, let's try bone name B underscore right hand. Draw volumes. No. Let me see. Apparently it works in third person. Let's check that out. Let's do behind view. Show volumes. Yeah, it is. But we want it to work in first person. Alright. Alright, let's try B underscore neck. Show volumes. No, does it work in behind view? Yeah, these are working in behind view. But it's not working in first view. Let's see. Let's see. Let's just do B right hand. Let's also do new action, misc, console command, to the player. And what command are we gonna do? We're gonna do behind view. We'll just do this. Let's do show volumes. And then now what we're gonna do is spawn point is going to be the dynamic trigger volume. Let's try this. Cool, it's working. So it'll be like, boom. So now we just gotta give it less. Let's try. Excuse me. Okay, let's try just messing with some of the velocities now. I guess we're like, oh, a little more than that. Maybe like 650. Let's see. That's a little much. Alrighty. Just tweaking numbers now. Alright, so we got the ball spawning correctly, so let's just go ahead. We get some meshes out here. I'm just going to create very, very basic basketball hoop. So let me get some static meshes out here. And actually, I can make the rim part out of BSP. So let's go ahead. Let's scale everything to an appropriate size. And then let's get our BSP. Let's do a cylinder. Outer radius, let's do like 64, 32. No, like 32 for the height. Alright. That into place. Let's go back in here. Hollow. Let's do like 50, 40. No. 55. Build, and then let's add it in. And there we go. We got our hoop. Let's go back into Kismet now. Let's just change the size. Let's do like 0.35 all around. And then let's also with this do a trigger volume. Let's go into Kismet and just do a new event. Using trigger volume, touched. We'll leave that alone for now, and we'll just make it 0 so it can run an infinite amount of times. Let's just see if it's possible. Yeah! Alright, cool. So we can make them in. So what I want to do is, let's see. I have to split this up. Let's do a new remote event. Let's see, it's going to be spawn, create, crest. Do another one. This one's going to be get distance. Okay. Do this. New event, remote event. And this one spawn. Great. Like that. And now for the get distance, what I want to have happen here is when the player shoots the ball, we're going to do a ray trace between the player and the hoop. So I believe, yeah, it's under here, trace. We're going to do a new event. It's called get distance. Go here, delete it, bring it back. Let's get a new variable up in here, right click, the variable float, name this player distance. Okay, oops. Let's right click, new variable, go down here, change this to float, and do players, distance, 2 words, yeah it is, cool. Now the start is gonna be player 0. The end is gonna be, let's do this. And then let's do a quick debug here. So let me copy and paste this. Change this to score, touched, and then instigator is going to be, let's copy and paste this empty variable. Name this spawned object. Now let's do right click, new variable, named variable. Go into here, object, spawned object. Now let's just swap that out. And then here, take out the player, add a proximity type of kActor, use instigator, and then last but not least, let's take off player only. So let's see if we make a basket. Yes. Alright, nothing happened. Is it because I have the encroach check in here? So set that to false, the no encroach check. So let's play again. Alright, so that's good, but what we have to do now is just scale down this brush. Alright, let's try that again. Nope. That one was it. Let's just change the shape here. Whoops. Let's play again. Score. Oh, I'm scoring all day. Okay, now we know that's working. So now we need to have another. Let's do int. New variable int, and just call this player score. Okay. So I wonder if, I wonder if there's a way to just constantly be displaying the HUD. I'm not too sure. No, we'll need to convert to string. Nah, I don't need that for now. So now let's do a comparison. New condition. Compare floats. We'll do a compare here. Let's compare this to 256. Alright. If it's going to be less than or equal to it, we'll give the player a point math, add float. Let's do the variable, need variable. What do we name this one? Player score. So let's do player score. And it's going to be an int. Let's get the player 1 point. Okay. So what we're going to have to do is create more remote events here. So we'll call this 1 point. New event, remote event. 1 point. Let's just take that out. Put it back in. Okay. Let's do 2 points. Then let's also do 3 points. Alright, here's our 1 point. Now let's do 2 points. So now it's going to be a couple of conditions here. Alright, so player distance. For 2 points, I want them to be between 256 and 512 units away. So that's what we're shooting for here. So what we need to do here is first check if we're above 256. And then if we are, let's do another compare. For greater than B, we're going to see if we are. Then we're going to see if we're less than or equal to 512. If we are, then we're going to go ahead and add some points. Let's give it 2. So let's actually take a quick moment and clean up our Kismet sequence. So here's our player initialization. Just take that and move it over here. Then we're going to call this input commands. Take that, move it over here. And now we're working on this, so we don't have to move it just yet. But let's just drag it up, just so we can see it. Move our variables off here. And let's also create some more variables, because variables are fun. Alright, so let's do another float variable. We're going to call this 1 point distance and then copy and paste, do 2-point distance, then third 3-point distance. And then we're going to set this to 256, we set this to 512, and we're going to set this to 768. Then what we're going to do, we're just going to remove these variables, do a new name variable, do float 1-point distance, copy and paste it again, let's do 2-point distance, oops, let's also add 3 more integer variables. So what we're going to do, 1 point, 2 point, and then 3 point. So it's kind of overkill with all these variables, but it's always cool just to name everything, make it look organized. So what we're going to do, we're going to kind of just organize these by category. I believe that's all the variables we need, so we'll just call this variables. Take this out, player score, copy and paste that. Let's just call this 1 point. There we go. Boom. Take this out, copy and paste 1 point. Rename it 2 point. Alright, and then last but not least here, let's copy and paste this event. Call it 3 points. There we go. And now we're just going to do similar comparisons here. So the first thing we're going to do is check if it's less than 2 point distance or greater than 2 point distance. And then just change this into 3. And then add this in. Change that to 3 point. I think we're good. Let's see. Alright, we just don't know something here, so let's do new event, level loaded. Then let's do log player, just player 0. Let's put a variable out here. It's going to be an int. Let's copy and paste player score. And let's do an active delay. And let's have it looping. So let's see if this is working. Kind of a lot of logging. Let's change the delay. Let's do 1 a second, but if you noticed, nothing was really working. Let's get my debug over here, copy and paste, just to make sure this is working. That's a problem. Let's get that going. So it's going to say clicked if we score, basically. Yeah, it says clicked. So we know it's firing. Let's get the player distance. Yeah. Alright, let's log player distance. Suppose float. Let's do player distance. So only log. Alright, so something's going on with the point system here. Let's see. Every time we do it, we take a shot. So it has to be. Let's just change the point distance here. Let's do 1024, 1536, and then 2048. Wonder if by changing those. Alright, we're still not getting it. So something's happening where the math is not taking place. Let's just try that really quick. Alright, we're making it in, but Alright, I'm just trying everything now just to see what's going on. Because now all we're missing is our point system. We're still not getting any points. Why is that? Why? Oh. Oh my god. Ah, stupid. Didn't assign these points. That would help. So now let's see. We got 8 points. Why? Oh. So wait. One. It should give us 6. Okay. So it has to be. It's gonna have to be one large comparison, not separate ones. Okay. Take those out. Okay. Let's move these guys out of the way. As well as the variables, we can move those out of the way. And as well as the log. Let's label that log. There's our debug. So let's move our debug up here as well. Okay, time to do our huge comparison. Oh, let's name this to determine points. Determine points. So now it's going to be okay. So the 1 point distance. So if the player distance is less than or equal to that, we're going to give them points. Okay, this is where I can have the multiple things here. So let's copy that. Let's do 1 point. Oops. 1 point. There we go. Do that. Okay. So now, if A is greater than B, that's where we're going to move forward. So now, if it's greater, that's when we're going to compare the 2 point distance. Now, let's do 2 point. Now, if A is, let's see, if A is less than or equal to the 2 point distance, as well as being greater than, alright, so we're going to do our 2 point. Two points. So let's move this outwards. Alright, now let's do oops. Now last comparison. Now if A is greater than B here, so if A is greater than B here, just kind of make things to that. Actually, we only need another one. As long as it's greater than that. So last event, name is 3 points. Now if A is greater than or equal to B, let's do the last point related event. Three points. There we go. Okay. Alright, see. Check distance. use assign points. Let's see if this new comparison gives us the results that we expect. Let's go ahead and play. Again, 4, 6. Alright. Let's just make this small. Kind of center. There we go. So let me see. Let me just play a little bit more with the velocity here. Let's do 1250, maybe 675. Okay, I don't know. Let's move forward. Alright, let's try again. Points, yeah! Alright, let's alter the distance here. 512, 1024, 1536. Let's go ahead and move these guys backwards. Let's move it over here. And then as well, let's go ahead as well as the assigned points. Let's do an announcement here. Action, announcement. Let's do 1 point. And do 2 points. Last but not least, let's do 3 points. Connect that. Let's also go ahead. Let's build lightning real quick. And then we'll see if what we did was right. And if it is, awesome. And then if this is it, then we'll go ahead and call this a day. Almost done. Let me see here. Alright, now we're done. Now our basketball hoop's over here. So let's go ahead and let's play in the editor here. 3 points. Why is it not doing? Alright, got 2 points. Can I get another 3 points? Huh. This can fire off an infinite amount of times. What? Like, something's not making sense. Why didn't that not? See if it was that. See, that shouldn't have counted, but it did. Alright, now I'm just scoring all day. Alright, that's kind of working. Score. Like, why didn't that score? Like, I don't understand. What the hell? Like, those should score something. Alright, it has to do with my comparisons. Okay, so 2 points basically is where you're between, let's go up to my variables, basically when you're between 512 and 1024. So let me see if that's the case. Alright, that works. Alright, 1330. Why does that not work? Okay. That might be it. So both. Maybe. So let's get back to like 1330. This is roughly 1330, so should be getting 3 points. Alright. I think it was just that last comparison that messed us up here. Yeah. So let me see here. Just one last thing to kind of wrap this up. I know it's been going on for a while now. I do want to have each crate to get destroyed after. So in order to do that, we need to create an object list. So let's go to new variable, object list. Name this crate list. Okay, now new action, object list, modify object list. There we go. Then let's copy and paste this. Crate list is what it was called. We do have to make this an object list. There. Let's do new action, object list, access. Or we can just do, let's do a delay, about like 5 seconds. New action, destroy per actor. Let's try that. Let me go into world properties here real quick. Do kill Z. Make that like negative 4096, so we don't have to worry about that. And do these get destroyed after 5 seconds? Alright. No. Let me see. No, that's not what I wanted to do. New action, object list, access. Let's see here. Let's see here. Now let's do actor, destroy. Let's just see if that destroys the crates. What's destroy based actor even mean? Let me see. Can I just destroy everything in crate list? Can I put a delay? Let's do a 2-second delay. That didn't do anything. Oops. Two seconds. Between the spawn crate. Alright, let's just do 3.5 seconds. Then we should be good. So let's just try to make some baskets. There you go. Yeah. You know what I can do? You know, I don't know why I didn't think of this. Let's try that. Let's try that. Let's do... Alright. Convert this to a mover. Let's do a collision again. New action. Now, new event using interactor. Touch. Exit out that. Do K actors. Number of times. Enable it. Wait. I want to do not player only. There we go. Let's try it. But let's give it an activation delay. About, no. Let's do 1 second. Well, let's give this one nice play. Okay, that's not working right off the bat, so that's cool. Let's do a 1 second delay. Use instigator. Maybe that was the issue. Okay. Guess we'll have to make this a volume. 0.96, 0.96. It's about the size of the play area. I think it actually might be exactly the size of the play area. Make this a trigger volume. Back into Kismet. Let's replace that. That. Let's play it again. Boom. Alright, everything's working. So that's the whole sequence here. Kind of just to break it down, just to recap everything. The player initialization here, that what we do here, we empty all the inventory so the player doesn't have a gun or anything like that. But we also attach a path node We do need to change that name. Let's change it to attach trigger volume. So update that. Okay, and then what we do for attach trigger volume, we get the location and rotation of the player, and we also attach the volume, the block volume to the player. And then in the attach thing, we give them a bone, which is B right hand. We hard attach it, and we give it an offset so it's a little bit in front of the player. Just keep in mind, the only reason why we even did the bone is just so the volume can move up and down when you're looking. So just keep that in mind, as well as where do we do it? We also did a console command for behind view, so we automatically go into third person because the bone name, the B right hand, only works in third person. And then from here we do input commands. So we do left mouse button, so that's every time we click. One thing we do, we spawn the crate. We give the location and everything like that. Spawn points are volume. And then we also get the distance, and that's why we do a trace between the player and the basketball hoop. In particular, I did this this mesh because it's on the ground. So that's that. And then from there, what we do is we get the distance. Depending on how far away the player is from the hoop, they'll get a certain amount of points. So like 1 point, 2 point, 3 points. And then we assign the points and add it to the player's score. And then we just display the score on screen. We also display the distance, but we can, let's go ahead and disconnect that. Let's save everything, and let's go ahead and give it one last play. So just go, boom, 3 points. And that's it. Alright guys, thanks for watching. I appreciate it. Hope you learned a little bit from this. You know, I kind of just did this at a random. I didn't really prepare anything for this. I just did everything on the fly, and I learned a little bit as well. So hopefully you learned something at least. You know, hopefully you enjoyed this video. So if you did, please leave a like, subscribe as well, comment with more tutorial ideas, anything like that. So definitely appreciate you guys subscribing and watching my videos. So I'll see you next time. Bye.